Hey y'all, how you doing? Oh, good start, huh? Okay, so hey, we're back. Bears Workshop. We are gonna do the 87th flyover with live stream commentary. So welcome back, everybody, and let me know in the comments. Can you hear me? Everything good? It shows up good on my side, but always want to make sure. We're gonna take a quick drink because apparently I need one. Mm-mm-mm. Blue raspberry body armor. Yep. Hello, Olivia. Hello, Ben. Francesco. Oh, from Italy. Nice to see you guys. What time is it there? Must be pretty late there. I see just me was here earlier. I'm pretty sure he left because he just wanted to see the Nicola video. Audio good. Thank you. All right. So today's flyover, pretty nice. Decent amount of cars in the parking lot. Uh, don't know if any of those are the GT Performance yet. Probably too soon. Sounds good despite the start. Yeah, you sometimes you just don't know that's there, but boy, it certainly was there when I started talking. But I'll just keep clearing my throat. So, what do you guys think about the Lucid GT Performance? I've got kind of a little bit of mixed feelings. If you guys were on yesterday with fast charging with B&B, you probably heard some of my comments on that. I know Ben was there. I think Octavio was there, and maybe Olivia. Maybe I'm just getting my O's confused. But I'm a little disappointed that the price went up. It seems to have most of the same options as the Dream Edition, but the range is less. The speed is slightly less. So it's a little perplexing. I mean, I know prices are going up and all, but still at $169,000, once you're at full ramp production, your margins should be good at that price. So 179,000 got my head scratching just a little bit. Let's see, we got people from Denmark or Saudi Arabia. Hey, uh, Maxwell says GT Performance comes out in June. Yeah, I know. Maybe we see a test one or something, but we're gonna have to check to see what options are available with the GT Performance that we can visually see, whether it's a paint color or style of wheel, so that we could see if there's one in the lot before they get shipped out. If they have the same wheel options, we're not going to know because they're going to be covered and there's not going to be anything that's going to be able to identify that for us. They must have some good demand for the Dream Edition P to release the GTP. I agree. I think they did have they had a waiting list for the Dream Edition, so if someone had canceled, other people could fall into those spots. But I they obviously got to get those Dream Editions out. There must be something that's easier on the GT to make than the Dream Edition, because they still had 5 Dream Editions sitting in the waiting area on Monday, from what I could see, just based on the rims. There could have been more, but there was 5 that I could see. Olivia says, "Why don't I have a drink from the liquor in the Dragon?" Olivia, I don't even know what's in there. I have no idea what might be in there. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's liquor, but I just have no idea what it is. Octavio, GT Performance is good. Bear, they are doing that to comply with demand. Yes, but why is the price more? Less range, less speed, a little bit less horsepower. I mean, no one's going to know the difference on the speed. Um, but still, I just think it should just maybe have been about the same price. Let's see, Peter said lots of people wanted DE, but they were only making 520, so people can get that. Yes, they can. And I don't think that there's going to be any restrictions on how many they make. They're going to keep making them as long as people keep ordering them. And Olivia knows someone who couldn't get a Dream Edition say they were getting the GTP, and that makes perfect sense. No, you got a price hike there. So I hope obviously they're okay with that. I guess if you're at 169,000, you can't go like, nah, $10,000. That's just no. That just puts me out of my my limit there. So, but anyway, let's go let's start the flyover so that we can see what's going on as far as construction goes. Because as always, there's a lot of construction news out there. GT Performance is a good move to sell more wheels if the demand is there. And I think the demand's definitely going to be there. So anyway, here we are on the south end. We started today in the south end. You can see the SKD building. And that's coming along quite nicely. And I believe that is a different subcontractor who put up that steel, but they had a small section right there to do, and they got that up fairly quick. The roof's on, the membrane's on, and the concrete's already poured underneath for at least 2/3 of it. Yes, Jordan, I understand the demand is so high they can charge more. Economics 101. As long as it's demand and it's also supply, because if they were producing like a normal car company, well, in normal times, because of supply issues, if they were completely built out, their supply could actually exceed their demand. If they were producing 35,000 cars a year, which I think was one of the initial goals, they would actually be short of demand because they have 25,000 orders. So it's a supply issue, not so much the demand issue, in my opinion. I know it kind of seems like it's the same thing, but if they were able to produce 35,000 cars, then they wouldn't have that demand. And would the price have to go lower? But the issue's on their side, not on the demand side, in a sense. The demand is only there because they can only make a few thousand. Hopefully they're not going to make a few thousand this in first quarter, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. So we can see more of the General Assembly building here. They are moving right along. You can see that some of the perimeter grade beam is put in. This whole section, from my understanding, is the steel. The steel in the roof decking, May 1st, is the target date to get that finished by. And then I believe that this crew is going to move to the north side, and they're going to start working on the 2 other buildings. Though one of the other buildings, the stamping building, has a lot more work to be done. There's a really nice shot of the tunnel. Let's take a look at that. Slide that over just a little bit. So this is where the cars are going to come up from into the roof area, above the roof. They're going to flow down a conveyor belt type of system and then hang a left right at the end here and go into the paint building. So kind of cool, but that's a really good shot of it. That's one of the few places that's actually raised up like that. Most of the rest of the structure is the same height. There's a couple places where it's a little bit different. And then the stamping building is also going to be a different height. Here you can see guys are working on utility poles. They've put in some temporary utility poles around the site to get electricity to different areas until the main lines are set up. See SKD building, you can see a couple of docks down here. And there's some more a little bit further to our left where they'll have more docks. Jordan says, crazy how fast they're building this. Will this building be only for gravity? No, this will be actually for both the air and for the gravity. It's going to enable them to expand their production abilities with the air and then also start producing the gravity. So literally at the rate that they're going, they could be putting out the gravity late next year. This is supposed to be done early next year in 2023. And then they'll need a little bit of time to get things set up. But the building and the factory part will be done. They're just moving along at amazing speed. This is the east parking lot, or what will be the east parking lot for the employees in the future. And you can see they're using it for supplies, for staging area for supplies that they need on this side of the factory. And then we're zooming out. We did a lot of zooming today. And hey guys, it looks like we got about 42 people on and got 18 likes. So if you get a chance, please hit that like button. As we are panning over this, you can see all these spots right here, these rectangles. This is where the AC units are going, and they've got a lot of them set up. for the AC units. And you'll also see up here, there's a couple of them already in place. There's two right there. There's a third one. And I think they're still at 5 AC units on the roof. Okay, well, as we zoomed out, they were right there. There's 5 up there. Speaking of AC units, this is all the AC units waiting to be installed. Last time I counted, there was like 45 of them there. I don't know what's there now because I haven't done a count. If somebody wants to freeze the screen, count it, and then mention in the comments. Somebody might care more than me. We're still on the south side, panning east. You see how enormous this factory is. You can see that's 2 buildings on the top. Those are the original 2 buildings. And you can see how much more covered area there is already. It's got to be 5 or 6 times that size already. And they still got a little bit more to go in this phase. Thank you to the 6 people who hit that like button when I asked. I appreciate that. Bear, when is the warehouse steel going to be done? May 1st. That is what I believe the commitment is, to May 1st. So that includes the steel and the roof decking. And this is the warehouse side that we're looking at right here. Or I'm sorry. This is the general assembly. The warehouse I think is also May 1st, but I'm not 100% sure. Warehouse is this area over here. But you can see they've got the perimeter grade beam in a lot of the spots here. They're still working on these walls. The walls just 56 AC units. Wow, Olivia, thank you. Does that include the 5 that are already in? Because last time I counted it was like 45, but it's been a couple weeks. Yeah, this is the warehouse area right here. So you can see they're making a lot of progress on this, going up very quickly. Mohammed says, my order is GT since April 2022. He just deleted that. I think that was the wrong year because it is April 2022. Go ahead, Mohammed. Put that back up again. I was curious to what you had to say. You deleted it right as I was reading it. Here we can actually see them. They're lifting up a wall panel and getting that into place. You can see there's going to be plenty of windows and doors on the east side of this building. Got 4 doors right there, and then all that empty space is where the windows are going to go. Let's see. How's the area size compared to Tesla Giga? The floor space or the lot? The Giga Texas is, I think, 2,600 acres, and this is somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 acres. So there's Giga Texas, the entire area that they own is 2,600 acres, but the actual the footprint of Giga Texas is it's probably, I think, like 200 to 300 acres, but because there's multiple floors in there, it makes the building that much bigger. Olivia says that's without the ones installed. So yeah, there's so our total count of AC units is 61. That is a lot of AC units. But you know what, we need it here. You know, it get in that area where that is, they'll see temperatures in 118, 117 in July or August. That's normal for us to get a couple weeks where we get into the high 100 teens. So they definitely need a good cooling system. Darren says, why are their warehouse roof beams that are gray and not white? You know what? I've asked that question also. I don't know what the reason for that is. We did notice that on a previous video, and we talked about it. I don't know what the difference is. It could be a higher grade beam. I'm not sure, but all these beams come painted white. So why those weren't, I don't know. I don't know if there's something different. All right, Mohammed, he retyped. My order is GT since April 2020, but 40K is way too much for the performance version. I understand that. And I feel kind of like the same way with the Model S and the Model S Plaid. $40,000 for that difference. And I've got a Model S on order and did not order the Plaid because I couldn't justify the $40,000 for that, especially because it's going to be my wife's car, and she doesn't take it 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, so that would definitely be wasted. And the few times that she lets me drive it, I don't think I'm going to notice the difference just on regular street driving. It would be nice to, hey, I got a Plaid, but not doing it, not $40,000 worth. And you get some carbon fiber. So, and better, do you get the better brakes? I don't remember. Let's see. The side panels look like they are going up faster than Nikola. By next week they might be done. I don't think so. I would bet money on that. They do have a longer area to go, but it seems that they're not getting as many panels up as you think. You think those panels would go up a lot quicker than they do, but I've watched these same panels put up at Nikola and some other places, and they just seem to take a lengthy amount of time. They're not very wide. They're a couple feet wide, and each one has to be put up and fastened, and then they have to move to the next one. And then when you have cutouts where there's windows or doors, then you have multiple pieces for each vertical line that you have. So it's a lengthy process. Let's see. Bill Kerr, just got off the phone with the service center. My GT will be here Friday at lunchtime. Excellent. Congratulations, Bill. That must be pretty exciting for you. How long ago did you order that? Minsun says the gray is the panel and the white is the coating on it. Yeah, on the roof decking it is, but there were some beams that were different colors. So I don't know if that's what the previous person was saying, if it was, why are they gray? But yes, the layers are, it's like a silver, which you could see right there. That is the actual metal roof decking. And then they put a couple different coatings of membranes and things to waterproof it and insulate, go on top of it. And we saw some that had, on the SKD building, they had some that was brown panels that were put down, and then the membrane goes on top. We're flying north, looking west. You can see this is the body in white building, and you can see that it almost looks like they finished nearly all the caissons. I see them still working on some, but each one of those squares represents a caisson. And as we go further north, further west, what we're looking at right now is the pit that they have dug out for the stamping building. They need to make an extra strong foundation because you've got these presses that have such a tremendous amount of force that if you did not have an incredibly large foundation, you would destroy your building. So you can see they've put down a mud slab right there, and they're going to probably start building on top of that and go up. When we go around to the other side, we're going to see the other hole that they've dug where they've already started building up. And at the top, you can see some of the cars that are waiting for delivery or waiting for shipping to get delivered. So, Bill, there's a good chance that one of your cars is, or that your car is one of those cars, and maybe it'll go out today or tomorrow and get prepped and ready for you on Friday, which is pretty awesome. Reserved March 21, 2021, ordered 12/3/21. Okay. That's not too bad, I guess. Could be worse. Lucid should do an opening party when they complete the expansion. They might, but they probably won't invite anybody. They're kind of secretive. This shot was kind of interesting to me because this looks kind of scary. Anybody see this as like some sort of risk? This is just dirt, and it's not rocky. It's just dirt, and it just seems like that's a lot of weight on there, and that's got the potential for collapse. So I was kind of scratching my head on that because that just doesn't look safe. But so far, so good. But hopefully they stay cautious on that because I'd hate to see something cave in. So we're looking at here is basically a large hole. appears to be 15 to 20 feet deep. Of course, the QuickTime bar is in the way. As we pan over to the right, we can get a better look inside one of those holes. You can see how they're laying out rebar, a rebar cage, and then they're going to continue building on that and make that taller and something that is more suitable for a stamping building. And here we have the cars coming up. I did not count the cars. I'm waiting to start counting cars until I have like real confirmation cars are going out, and hopefully, well, I don't think we're going to find that with Q1 results, but I could be wrong. Every car that we zoomed into today to take a look, we could only see, we didn't see any Dream Editions. It is possible that the ones from Monday are still out there. Just did not get a good angle on them today. Let's see. Any word on when the Pure will start deliveries, and do you think they'll keep the $77,000 price or do a price hike? I think they will do a price hike. Hopefully they don't do that for people who have already ordered. Let's see. iMelt says that my microphone is crackling. And is it plugged in all the way? Does anyone else hear crackling on the mic? Please let me know. Yeah, as far as the Pure, they might raise the prices. It's just too soon to tell, but it seems likely everyone else is raising their prices. So hopefully they don't. Hopefully they can stay in the price range they're at. Let's see. Lucid is already planning the third phase already starting on November 2022. I haven't heard anything about when they're going to start, but I have heard that they just plan on going from one right to the next, and I don't expect them to. Why wait to finish phase 2 when you can just get to phase 3? Some of the things I think that they're doing already might already be part of phase 3. And Olivia, I think he means phase. Third phase is another building. Third phase, just got the wrong spelling on that. Let's see. Bill Carpenter said no price hike for the cars that are reserved. Okay. I don't like when companies do that, like Rivian. That was really bad form to raise the prices of what people have been waiting for over a year. Very bad form. Don says no crackling. Anyone else? Maybe iMelt needs to fix his headphones. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Olivia said, did you see the Lucid Auto Park? It is on YouTube. Warren said on YouTube. Warren said in a video that doesn't work, that Tesla does it in one go. Well, I don't know about that. I don't have the Tesla Auto Park, but I do know that the Tesla Summon does not work. And if you're curious to my evidence on that, please go through my videos and look for the video that has me testing out full self-driving, because when I added that onto the car as a subscription, we tried out the Summon, and it was really bad. Really, really bad. Let's see. Yes, my bad. My phone just got cracked waiting for my replacement. Okay, that's why the misspelling was probably auto-correcting it. I can see that happening. Ooh, there's a food truck pulling in there. Kind of makes me hungry. We've got some additional construction going on right here where my mouse is. I forget the name of that building. I think it might have been another one of the CUP buildings. I think that one's going to be 5,000 square foot, but they're working on that right there. That is part of this phase, so that was to be expected also. All right. So I'm glad no one else heard the crackling, because I hate to think there's a problem on my side and this whole video would be awful because of crackling. Have I tried Smart Summon since that video, and do you have FSD? I did the FSD subscription for 1 month. I wanted to see how it worked, what the difference between what I had as far as the autopilot and what was offered for FSD would be. The only difference was the summon and auto lane change. But because FSD was not released to the general public, there was nothing else, and it was $200 to have those features. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. It was, oh yeah, I think it was slow down at red lights and green lights, or prepare to stop while you're driving, but that was extremely flaky also. And maybe I just didn't get the how it worked right, but it was doing things like telling me to stop at a green light and taking over control and saying, green light, you got to slow down. And I'm like, I'm not stopping at green light. So I did not go past that month on FSD. I didn't plan on doing that either. I only wanted to try it. But I knew that it wasn't fully functional, and I'm not going to pay for a non-functional product, $200 a month for nothing. Maybe one day when it is fully functional, $200 a month, I would be interested in, but there's always a chance they're going to raise the price anyway. Ben Cellular, it says they're hearing that Lucid will start producing batteries in their house. I don't know about that. They would have to build a battery plant, and they don't have a battery plant. So, I mean, that could be something that's like down the road. While we're chatting, I'm just going to go ahead and restart the video, and we'll just do it again in case someone arrived late and they got a question about something. Minson says, I see a lot of cars next to the Lucid factory. Do you know what that place is? Oh, that's just actually a recycling yard, also known as a junkyard. You can see it right here. It's up at the top here. Oh, I got to get that to go away. See here. If I can zoom in a little bit. That is just a scrapyard. Nothing exciting, nothing to see there. Elon keeps saying next year and next year. Yeah. The thing that excites me about Tesla is not the full self-driving. I know that it'll be a good income source when it does come out, and a lot of people are looking forward to it, and I think it'll be very beneficial. But I just love driving the car, and it's tons of fun. So, especially at the price point. I mean, there are other electric cars out there. And they are a little bit cheaper, but Tesla was the first one. They were the ones that were available for sale when I bought mine. So, Mr. High, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And he says, I wish the stock was higher. You have a bottom? I think it's going to drop some more when they announce their first quarter results, because I don't think that their first quarter results are going to be what people are hoping, because when they say they're going to do 12,000 cars at a minimum this year, when the first quarter numbers come out, they're very low. People are going to be like, well, how are they possibly going to get to 12,000? But at the same time, they've also said they don't expect to be ramping up until after the second quarter. So first and second quarter results are not going to be what the market's expecting, because if they think 12,000 cars in a year for 2022, you do the math, that's 3,000 a quarter. And when they finish first quarter and they go, hey, well, we didn't even make 1,000 cars, people are like, oh, well, they're not going to meet the goal. So I think the stock price is going to take a hit again when they come out with their quarter one results, because based on the quarter one, they're not on track. But I think as they start ramping up, they're going to be producing more cars to make up for the time that they were behind. So that's my long-term expectation. But short-term, I think that the price can drop. And I'm not an analyst. I am just Bear from Bear's Workshop. So I'm not going to tell you what I think the price is going to be, because it's just a guess anyway. I'm just going to tell you what I see happening based on the cars not going out there and what they've said. Let's see. All right. Okay, you're welcome, Minson. Let's see here. We got about 74 people on right now. 75. Somebody just joined. You guys got any other questions, comments? We talked about the GT performance a little bit earlier. Anyone who joined late, you want to tell us what you're thinking about that? And also, Mr. High, what do you think the bottom is? Or anyone else on here? You guys think that it's bottomed out? Let's just take a quick look at that. Since we're chatting about it, we'll pause that. Here we go. We got Lucid right there. Isn't that wonderful? That was handy, huh? So closed at 22.13, and that was the high for the day. Also opened at 21.33, so up a good 80 cents for the day. Not bad, not bad. Let's see here. So we had a low yesterday of 20.83. And going back a little further, we're not seeing anything below that in a while. So, I mean, 22.13 is obviously up, but if we go back a little further, that's down for quite a period of time. I'm not very good with figuring this stuff out on my Webull account. I don't know how to scroll properly and make things bigger, and I don't get too into it. I just kind of watch, but I don't press buttons. Lucid Bull thinks we might go to 17 or 18 after quarter one earnings. I do not disagree with that. I think that's a possibility. Don says good. I hope it drops some more. I had to sell a few pieces today to pay taxes. I'll buy back as soon as my share of the farm is cashed in. Well, that's one way to do it. Yeah, I definitely think after these quarter one announcements that people who are not fully in the know are going to be selling, and I think the price can go down. Octavia says, I agree with you. Bear stock will go lower. Lucid Bull, I like the price to stay lower so I can buy more and more. Yeah, but then we want it to go back up at some point once we're out of money, I guess. Is that how it works? So, all right. Just a reminder, no more live streaming this week, but next Monday we'll be live streaming the Nikola site. Tuesday we will be live streaming with My Tesla Weekend on fast charging with B&B. I'm one of the Bs. I'm the first B. Brian's the second B. Just the way it is. And then we'll be back here live streaming for Lucid again next Wednesday. Just checking all my screens to see what you guys are typing. All right. So if you guys got any more questions or comments, please put them in the chat before we sign off, so that maybe we can talk about it and see what else you got. Bill Carr thinks stock is likely to stay volatile until the factory is open and production gets steady. I don't expect sustained gains until Gravity is in production. And Lucid Bull 77 says, we will not see major breakouts until mass production. Looks like Lucid Bull and Bill completely agree with each other. Everyone is waiting for the teens, which makes me think we might not get it because manipulators know. Yeah, there's plenty of manipulators out there. Gotta love those people. No, that's sarcasm, in case you don't know. I don't love them. So anyway, that's going to be about it for today. If anyone has anything else to say, any other comments or questions, chat will be open for another couple minutes. And if it's not, then go ahead and put something down in the comments, and somebody will address it. But I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank my patrons for the support they give me. If you guys are interested in becoming a patron, please take a look at the link in the description below. It's through the support from our patrons that help us to bring you these videos several times a week. So I want to thank them again, and I want to thank everyone who is here. It was my pleasure to host this video for you. You guys have a great Wednesday, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.